for Kyle Shanahan now, as we pivot to the 49ers, as a team that feels like they've blown their opportunity a little bit. We'll go over their free agents in a few minutes, but talking about do you think that this was their opportunity and they lost it? Do you think they can still reclaim another Super Bowl title or at least a Super Bowl appearance at this time? Or do you think that they had their window is closing at this point?
I feel like it's closing at this point, and you can point to Debo Samuel, who grimaced pretty much every time he got up from a big hit. You can point to Christian McCaffrey. How much longer is he actually going to be able to do this at this high of a level where he's that much of a game breaker? And he really wasn't able to break the game open in the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs. And then you have George Kittle, who got hurt in this game, and then he's starting to get a little bit older. And then Nick Bosa in this game, he's another year older. You brought in a mercenary like Javon Hargrave who made a play. Then you have Eric Armstead and all these other guys you need to pay. So it's like, how many times can you keep the morale, keep the fire, and that desire to get back to the Super Bowl after you've lost twice under the same head coach, and then your talent is starting to get a little bit older? So I think they can get back. But for the 49ers, you kind of got a little bit lucky against the Green Bay Packers, where you had some dropped interceptions in that game and another missed kick. And then you had the situation against the Lions where they blew a 24-7 lead. And then you have the Rams, who are kind of coming back up. Sean McVay is kind of finding his team again. Will they get someone like a Derrick Henry this offseason to really bolster up that firepower on offense? Are they going to have another good draft, find a really good tight end or another Puka Nacua on that team and just revamp the defense? So I think their path is definitely a lot harder, where they don't have that fear factor like the Kansas City Chiefs do. Whereas when you face Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson's like, I hate facing him. I don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Josh Allen, who kind of shits his pants every single time he plays the Kansas City Chiefs, and there's just some bad juju there. So I think with the 49ers, it's going to be a lot harder for them to get back to a Super Bowl.
I agree, especially when you see the resurgence. You mentioned the Rams. I also see a team like the Lions who are still very much in it. You see a team like, I know the Eagles had a really bad stretch at the end of the season, but will they be back? The Packers seem like they're emerging as a good team as well. The Seahawks, what will they do? The Seahawks are a team that maybe they get the right quarterback. They have enough players on defense. What will they do? So I think that the 49ers have a harder window, whereas the Chiefs, we look in their division. The Broncos are a mess. The Chargers have Jim Harbaugh, but what does that really mean? And then the Raiders, where we have Antonio Pierce. We like what we've seen from him so far, but it still feels like it's the Chiefs' division to lose, where the 49ers have the Rams up their sleeves. They have the Seahawks there, and then even the Cardinals, who have somebody who they can get potentially a Marvin Harrison, and they have another person maybe in the draft as well. So I think that all those teams in that division are on the come up, where maybe AFC West, not so much.
Yeah, AFC West, not so much. And Jim Harbaugh is there, but he still has a lot of retooling to do on that team. And there's some rumors there. I predicted this, that they would move off of Joey Bosa this year. It looks like that might be the case to clear up some cap, but you also have to build Justin Herbert's confidence and turn him into a killer. And it's going to be a lot tougher for a team like the Broncos, Chargers to kind of get that firepower, where the Seahawks had one of the youngest defenses this year. They're pretty much just a quarterback away. Can they get someone like a Michael Penix or a Bo Nix in the draft that is a little bit better than Geno Smith? And then also their run game is kind of coming up, where they have two nice young running backs. And then I think the Cardinals are on a really good trajectory right now. They always give the 49ers a tough time, and Murph from Impractical Jokers has done a great job rebuilding that team, rebuilding Kyler Murray's confidence as well. And then you kind of have the weirdness of Cliff Kingsbury gone, where the first time he went 7-0, his first move was comparing himself to Ted Lasso.
That was weird. That was really weird. The Cardinals, I think that they're going to be in a good place next year. I think they're still probably going to be a year away, even with some of the moves they make, but everyone in that division, I think, is on the uprise, where everyone in the AFC West might be on the decline.
Yeah.
Plus, also, there's questions with the Bills. Is Sean McDermott the head coach? The Ravens, this was their year. Did they lose their opportunity? And then even with someone like the Bengals are probably going to lose T. Higgins this year. So definitely some questions more in the AFC side of things. I feel like the Chiefs should still always be the favorites. So that's kind of where we can pivot to from there.
Yeah.